Hello and welcome to Vintage Movie Night, where we watch vintage movies that are 30 plus years old. We watch, we react, and we ask some age-old questions like, does this stand the test of time? Is this movie relevant today? Could it be made today? And what impact on the careers of those involved and or cinema, if any, and then whatever weird things come out of our brain after a 2-hour movie. Right. So I am Joe Cook, and with me is Ryan Willer.
Did you drink already? You're already
no.
drunk.
Well, you know. It's just words are hard today.
Yes.
First off, I got to apologize. I'm a little under the weather, so I'm going to sound a little sniffly, sneezily, congested. But so tell me, Mr. Ryan, what are we watching today?
All right, we've got a good one today. I mean, I hope that we always have good ones for you to watch, but this is a unique one. So we're watching from 1988. We're watching Cocktail.
Ooh.
With the one and only Tom Cruise,
My boy.
And this was a film, a popular film from 1988 with Tom Cruise. It also stars Brian Brown and Elizabeth Shue, who went on to be a big star in some years after this. It was directed by Roger Donaldson, who was kind of a big director in the 80s, mostly known for doing thriller films.
Okay.
And here we're going to see kind of a drama about this bartender.
Yeah. So for me, I watched Cocktail a couple times when I was probably between prepubescent, 12 to 14 years old.
That's same with me. Yeah.
It was. I watched it. I think there was sex in it, and I remember thinking, you've got to learn how to spin bottles and be a bartender to be cool. And I remember practicing spinning bottles. That's what I couldn't tell you the plot. I couldn't tell you the characters. I couldn't tell you anything outside of that. So this has been a real long time since I've watched this.
Right. I remember watching this with my sister. My parents had it on VHS. It was a big movie in the 80s. Tom Cruise, we're talking like prime, not even really prime, like Tom Cruise catapulted with Top Gun.
Right, yes. Top Gun, very popular.
86, 2 years before this. So this is like Tom Cruise on the rise in his 20s. He does Cocktail. Didn't have a lot of other big names in it. Elizabeth Shue had kind of come on the scene. She would become big later. And it made a lot of money.
Well, I like money.
Lots of money. And to your point, known primarily for its choreography with the bartending and the bottles, which we'll get to see.
Clearly, it was what was cool then, was if you're going to be a bartender, you got to spin bottles. That's what I remember.
Spin bottles and take 7 minutes to make a drink. In reality, don't know if that is entirely accurate.
I'm over here like...
Right, exactly. Come on. We watched a few weeks ago on the show, The Roadhouse, and we would joke about how Roadhouse was a very inaccurate depiction of what a bouncer is going to be like. I have a feeling that tonight we're going to have a very inaccurate depiction of what being a bartender is really like.
I think so. Yeah. So I'm excited for this because it's been a long time, and I think this is a perfect example of, will this movie stand the test of time? Is it going to be entertaining? Yes. I have no idea what the plot is. I can't remember any of that stuff. So all I cared about was sex. I was 12 years old, so all I remember was the sex scene, and that in order to get girls, you had to be a bartender who could flip bottles. That's what I remember.
And you and I are only a couple years apart. So I was in my teens, preteens, whatever. My sister, we watched this together. She's 3 years younger than me. I remember, and we're going to find out. We're going to find out because I watched it a lot for like 3 years, and I've never watched it since. I remember there being a lot of sex. So
I remember a lot of sex. Well, it's a bar, and it's a bartender. So with that, guys, let's just go ahead and dive in. Let's watch this thing, and then, of course, at the end, we're going to review it and talk about what we think. So with that, let's get into it.
I'm ready.
I always see if I can remember how to do this.
Violence, alcohol use, smoking, foul language, and sexual content. It's rated R.
Yep. Already got the good vibe music. Got the blue going. I like it.
This is a good. Whoever did the titles on this already deserves praise.
Of course, if you want to watch this full review, you have to head over to the Patreon because you're not going to be able to see some of it here because of music and copyright laws. And over there, it's a watch-along style, so if you have the movie, you can watch along with us. Over on our Patreon, it's linked in the description below. Cocktail.
Oh, and before we get into this movie, I remember amazing soundtrack.
Okay.
You're hearing the one and only Starship, Jefferson Starship.
Yeah, already liking it. I was like, born in the 80s, right? But I don't. I'm not 80s. I don't know much, so. I lived under a rock for a long portion of my life, so.
So I've got my notes here. The soundtrack to this movie went to number 2 on the Billboard charts.
Okay.
The album, popular soundtrack.
Now, I'm thinking these are not real cops, guys, and so it's illegal to do what they're doing right now, just in case you were thinking this was a funny idea. I mean, I don't know what gives it away they're not real cops, but I'm thinking they're chasing tail right now is what I'm thinking is happening.
They're not in a cop car. They're like in a... Yeah, they're on their... Yeah. And so he's done with his service, I remember, as the setup. And he's going to go to New York to become a hotshot businessman.
Got it.
Yeah.
That person's got
I just want to let everybody out there know, I still to this day own a CD copy of the Cocktail soundtrack. I bought it back in the 90s, when I got my first
I don't
box.
think I own a single CD anymore. I have burnt them all into my hard drive and sold them on eBay.
We'll talk about this after. However good or bad this movie is, the one thing it had going was its soundtrack.
Yep.
Those are these stories where they come to New York or any big town for that matter with no plan on where to stay.
Right. Don't know what I'm doing.
Nothing.
Look, there's a bar at the stop. I'm going to start here.
All right. Be careful, you're going to throw that back out again. Don't worry about me, I can handle it.
Yeah. They must know each other. Okay, so he's got some plan.
That's right.
He's got some plan.
Like, it's his uncle or something. Yeah.
It's Pat's place is what it is.
Flat beer from Rusty Pipes.
Yep, that's my life.
How I missed it.
But he does
beer
not.
From Rusty Pipes.
He doesn't end up working in this bar. This is the setup here.
So what are you gonna do now?
Make $1 million.
You're gonna make $1 million.
Well, in the meantime, I'll ask McDougal.
I love it. Good plan, simple.
No way.
Don't need any of the details. Just make $1 million.
Just make $1 million. Why haven't you done that, Joe?
I'm working on it right now. I don't have the book. He had the book. I don't have the book. I need that little green book that says make $1 million.
Well, I'm gonna make things happen for me.
Sure you will. That'll be $1 for the beer.
$1 for the beer? On draft? On draft?
Your nephew comes home from serving his country, and he doesn't even rate a beer on the house?
Well, you don't get rich giving things away.
This guy's smart.
This guy's smart.
It's your way of making money?
Yeah.
Outwork, outthink, outscheme, and outmaneuver.
Boom.
Make no friends. Trust nobody.
This movie should be told from that guy's point of view.
I'm telling you, this guy's got it going on.
I don't know.
Out scheme, out maneuver, out work, out hustle.
Fun to me.
Easy. I'm a dreamer. Been making dreams come true.
Now,
I just made that up, by the way. It's copyright joker.
He wants to be like a corporate businessman. So here we go. Yeah, I remember.
He's going for it now. Yeah.
He just wants to be a businessman. He don't know what kind of business.
He doesn't know what business even means exactly.
I work on Wall Street. I read the journal. I know what's going on.
I've always wanted to work on Wall Street. I have no previous Wall Street knowledge.
But all our professionals have college degrees. Catch on pretty quick.
Now, Joe, you had a job, or you kind of have a job in this ballpark.
More business world, yeah.
You can't just go in and without, you know what I mean?
Never say die. I want to be part of
I'm in more in sales too, so I will hire people in sales without any experience because it's sales. But yeah,
You're aiming too high.
I'll do anything. You don't have enough experience. No, I need
all this sounds super familiar though.
education.
So here we go. Yeah. So
hey, help wanted.
This is where it starts. He's gonna.
Couldn't work at Old Patty's, but I can work right here.
You would think if he's gonna get a job in a bar, he would just go work for his uncle. But
yeah. Patty's not hiring right now. He's out maneuvering, out hustling. He's working things out.
This is actor Brian Brown.
No, I'm looking for the man.
I recognize him.
Australian actor.
Find a hair in your cheek?
Yes. Was he Crocodile Dundee?
No,
that was Paul Hogan.
Douglas Coughlin. Logical.
Oh, see, there he is. He's already.
He's got it. And I want to make it
cool. I can tell he's cool.
There's no patrons in this bar, so he's making this massive drink just
for himself. It's closed. He said bar's closed.
Mr. What's your name?
Brian.
Mr. What's your name?
Sorry, I haven't had the pleasure as yet.
What about a vodka martini with a Pernod float?
I'm a fast learner.
I'm a fast learner.
Yeah,
throw some Tylenol right in that thing.
That 100-pound ballerina that's been speeding.
Oh boy!
Just open the door and let her pirouette out.
I'm pretty certain one of those missed, by the way, but it's nobody cares. Oh, and an egg.
And eggs. Oh boy! Here we go.
This is the Upper East Side.
Pretty certain that's unhealthy.
Capital of the world.
Oh, boy.
Big time. Are you ready for the big time young Mr. Flanagan?
Oh, here we go. The soundtrack. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, come on, man! I got
Tutti frutti! He's like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just told the guy I could learn fast, but I lied. I don't know what I'm doing. This guy's going. I like it.
Yeah, he's going.
He's a pro.
He's a veteran.
Can I have an orgasm? She's messing with him. Oh, I like that shot. Just the quick. Just, it's just simple setups. Just get in there.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I think
Yikes.
true. I think that's true to a bartender though. Is you're soaking wet by the end of the night of beer and vodka and whiskeys and scotches and.
supposed to get 10.
Come back next Thursday. I've got 5 shifts open.
You're offering me a job?
Uh-huh.
The waitresses hate me.
Yeah, but you're sexy, and that sells
Well, you wait till
vodka
you've given them
and
crap.
beer and scotch.
Then you'll really know how.
Oh, I missed that line. I'm sure it was important. They did a push-in zoom on it, so it must have been really important.
I'm going to teach you.
Okay, that's good. Good. I like that. Be a fast learner. Teach him. He's going to college too. He's going to get his degree. Is that what's happening here? Or
Well,
is he
yeah,
just-
because all those guys.
he
said
still
if
wants
you
to be a
wanna-
business guy.
He's going to go come. So here we have your genetic movie professor.
Yep. Bald spot. Overspeaks. This guy has no idea what's happening.
That simply stated is the money multiplier.
Now,
The
moving
essential
on.
technique of bartending
Yeah, flip the cup.
is more.
Less is
More,
more.
the more you score. The boss does better. We do better. We dazzle him with ice work. We baffle him with bottle work.
That's what I'm talking about
Many
right
ways
there.
to fool a customer. You will learn them all.
Yes, Obi-Wan. Both hands, ladies, come on. Okay, ready?
He's learning already. Oh, look at that. He's a natural. I remember wanting to be a bartender after this movie. Now I remember why.
Is this why you're an alcoholic? Oh, sorry. No,
Probably. Probably. Come on, let's move. Let's stop
Right?
spinning.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it would be in real life. Let's go. Stop doing your thing. He's having fun. He's, in the groove. The girls like him. I mean, how could they not? I mean, he's Tom Cruise. He's cute.
Tom Cruise in his 20s. Oh, hell.
Yeah, he's like that Zac Efron of today.
You get the women, you get the bucks. And boy, oh boy, you got them.
Oh, yeah.
Buttons were popping, skirts were rising. When you can see the color of their panties, and you know you got talent.
There you go. He's got
Stick
talent.
with me, son. I'll make you a star.
That most of you are seeking the fast track, lovely term, to a career.
I was gonna
in
say I would
investment
expect him to be
banking
asleep
or
at this
some
point,
other
but maybe that'll be
socially
later in the movie
useful
as he's really
pursuit.
into it. He'll really start like
Nevertheless,
struggling in
certain
school, sleeping, not
antiquated
really
skills
caring.
Such as reading. I'd like you to write your own obituaries.
Billionaire governor
There you go.
Brian Flanagan, whose self-propelled meteoric rise to wealth and fame would have made even J.D. Rockefeller envious, died early
Oh,
yesterday morning
tragic.
at the age of 99 while betting
99.
his 18-year-old seventh wife, Heidi, who is recovering from exhaustion at the local hospital and will be
This is what he's
unable
going to turn into
attend
his
to-
professor.
Smart. I like it. I like it.
For your midterm.
There it is.
paper,
Now
I
he's
want
falling
you to
asleep.
select the
He's going to call
blue
him out, maybe?
shirt, fifth row. Wake up!
There it is. Yeah, call him out.
Fifth show. I swear in the backyard that was me trying to flip bottles around. I was like, I want to be this guy. Yes, she's like, yep. Has he got, is there I think there's a lesson. Maybe there's a lesson, or there has going to be a lesson that you never want to actually get with the patrons because you want to be the ungettable with the patrons. But maybe I'm losing my mind on that. I don't know. I feel like there was something about that.
I don't remember the subplots with the other. Elizabeth
Yeah.
Shue will come into play later as a love
Serious
interest. I know
puppy
that.
eyes coming over here.
I got serious fucking eyes. That's a good line. The night. Oh yeah, he's got. And now he's got to do his.
He's got to do his
exam or
homework, his
whatever.
midterms, and
Yeah, see, he's liking it. He's flipping bottles.
he's
while he's doing
liking
all
it.
that.
Yeah,
Come on.
exactly.
You make more money as a bartender anyway in tips,
You
right?
really probably could. Than just a businessman that has a nebulous businessman. Take that bottle with you. It's a good idea.
It's good.
Just take that with me.
Follow.
Oh, yep, that's yours. Sorry, boss. Yep, there, okay, yep, yep.
Try and make it by closing.
I'm doing the best I can. Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh, man.
You have something to contribute?
I just said it wasn't worth getting upset about.
You
What's
tell
your
him.
name? Flanagan, Mr. Brian.
Ah,
Flanagan.
yes,
Let us
Mr.
see.
Flanagan. Mr.
Yes,
Flanagan.
Flanagan is determined to revolutionize the bar business by franchising his version of the local New York tavern to every suburban shopping mall in America. Tell me, Mr. Flanagan,
Not a bad idea.
do you intend to provide the smell of stale
idea.
beer? Or perhaps
Hey,
a
I like
surly
stale
bar
beer, I'll have you
I was
know.
gonna say, wait a minute.
drunks
How
each
dare
I
you?
don't know, you looking for another job?
Ooh.
a
You think
diamond
you're a
in the
big
rough.
hot shot, don't you,
The
buddy?
dreamer who can't take
Mr.
the
Professor. What have you
Not from a guy
done?
who hides here because he can't hack it in the real world.
You tell him. I like it.
Okay, Flanagan. See
Flanagan.
how well you hack it in the real world with an F in this course. F.
Goddamn thing any one of those professors says makes a difference on the street.
Legit.
You know that
bud.
you're ready to
Now
go.
you're learning. Now you're learning.
Greatest concentration of wealth.
I like this
Yes.
old bartender character.
Me too.
How was a bartender
He's my favorite so far.
gonna get his hands on any of it?
A bartender is the aristocrat of the working class. There are rich women with nothing to do with their money.
Smart.
Stand
See?
in this bar and you
Street
can be
smart.
struck by lightning. I've seen it happen.
Just think, if he hadn't walked into that bar on that one day, his whole life would be different.
Nope, exactly.
Sometimes it's all it takes, guys, is just to go in the bar. Just go in the bar every once in a while. It's a good life. It's a good life lesson. Just go for it.
Come on, we could make a fortune. I mean, that's why you came to New York. That's sure as hell why I left Queens. Positive thinking.
Yeah.
You
Positive.
can't let a little thing like cash stand in our way.
Can't let that little thing like money stop us.
You can.
Cocktails and dreams.
I see it in pink neon.
This is one of those scenes that this movie is known for. I mean, now, this takes talent, because that's not stunt doubles.
Yeah, it took time.
That's the
No,
two of them learning the choreography.
It's a multi setup, so they had, I'm sure they could mess up on one and connect to the other, but it's definitely a good shot.
No, they're very talented in this choreography.
Yeah, I mean, he was always a good mover too.
Well, he was.
Like.
But again, now we got the hippie shake. It's a great soundtrack too that goes with all
Right?
these.
Yeah.
Two guys like you wasting your talent in a hole like this.
Secret admirer.
No, I'm serious. I got the hottest
Give me money.
I want you guys working for me.
Oh, they're actually they've moved on.
Yeah,
they're not
they
just
moved
visiting.
on.
They took the job apparently.
Time jump here.
The poem is entitled The Bottom Line.
Stick it in your Volvo.
Money isn't everything, they say. Okay, so what is? Sex?
It's better than sushi.
Did you ever make
For sure
love
that
to a
I would
plumber?
prefer sex over
Me?
sushi.
You? Revolution?
I'd rather hump a
It takes
camel.
money to overthrow the government, you know?
Well, they
What's
got
going on here?
They got uniforms
The
now.
more it costs,
Right?
the better it is. And that's the bottom line.
That dude's popular. I don't know if I fully understand what's happening here, but okay.
What a weird dude.
This is like a little reverse Coyote Ugly, right? This is the male version of the Coyote Ugly.
Oh yeah, by the movie Coyote Ugly borrows heavily from this
Farm
movie.
and poet. I see America drinking the fabulous cocktails I make. America's getting stinking on something I stir or shake.
Hey, he's a poet too. Hey, how talented is
Sex
this
on
guy?
the beach. The schnapps made from peach. The velvet hammer. The Alabama slammer. I make things with juice and froth. The pink squirrel. The three-toed sloth.
Now I remember why I wanted to be a
I
bartender.
make drinks so sweet and snazzy. The iced tea, the kamikaze. The orgasm.
Hands off
Oh,
the
boy.
merchandise.
Whoa.
Spasm.
Reaching up there.
The Singapore sling, the ding-a-ling. Ding-a-ling? America, you're just a
Ding-a-ling.
Right.
to every flavor I've got. But if you want to get loaded, why don't you just order?
A shot. There we go. Amen. This is my kind of movie, man. I'm telling you, this is my kind of movie.
I love the sound edit there. The ding-a-ling. What?
Ding-a-ling. So the rift, is it going to be because one becomes a star or one sleeps with the other one's girl? But you know it's coming. There's got to be a rift, right? Because otherwise it can't just be a movie about fun. Otherwise, there's got to be conflict somewhere.
It does happen, and I think it's because of her, this character. She drives like a jealousy or something.
What for?
When you're a big celebrity, I'll put you in Rolling Stone magazine.
Right.
My protege.
My protege, I like it.
Great. Can
Get
you
out of the
move
picture,
aside so
please.
I can't put you both in? Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would take her home too if, like, the way that interaction went home, and you're a young man like Tom Cruise, like, why not?
There it is.
Yeah, I don't think that's the way that works, but
I was 12 watching this with my 9-year-old sister, so that's not right. I had bad parents. I never knew I had bad parents until this moment. All right.
I didn't know you could be so cool as a bartender. I didn't know there was like fame.
Get in there, you're gonna catch
I
pneumonia.
thought you just made drinks and poured cheap beer out of a keg, but now I'm starting to re-question my whole career path again.
Remember, it's a movie.
It's this great idea I'm here to piss on.
We can start it up for as little as 75,000 cash,
Which the Tooth Fairy will deliver to our doorstep.
which we make in Jamaica
Oh,
mud.
God.
Oh,
Ryan.
Jamaica.
Oh, boy.
I've told you, New York is where the angels are.
Oh, come on. This is
Here it is.
This is a
beginning
real
of the
opportunity.
beginning of the
Oh,
rift.
yeah.
She wants to do
Fantastic
it.
time.
He's like,
Will we?
A one-nighter and a meaningful relationship with an unattached millionaire.
Hey, I'm not thinking about it that way, okay? This is more than just a one-night stand.
This
playing
lady's gonna
catch
do a
now.
number on you, mate.
I appreciate the concern.
$50.
Woo! That's $50 you owe me.
$50.
$50.
Well, $50 says that Coral's in the sack with some other guy before the week's out.
He's like, what? Oh, it's a bet.
Miss.
Yeah, now you got him rattled. Now you got him rattled. You know what the other guy's going to be? It's going to be Australian Doug.
I think you might have predicted it.
I think it's going to be Australian Doug in the sack by the end of the night.
Oh, boy. There it is.
There it is. Oh, she's making him jelly. She wants him to be upset.
I take it back. You're not going to be famous. Too bad you couldn't keep your mouth shut about our sex life. It only gets better.
Say what?
Why exactly did she...
You made a move on Coral?
I had to get my money back.
You knew how I felt about
I
her.
had to get my money back.
50
Oh.
bucks, 50
On
bucks.
the first date. Coglin's law. Never tell tales about a woman. She'll hear you no matter how far away she is.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Now you guys are both fired.
Can't take the truth, eh?
Bullshit! It was nothing but taking a cheap shot at me. Where I come from, you don't do that to your friends.
I would agree with that.
Still saluting the flag and making no peace.
So essentially, she broke up with him because Australian Doug said, you slept together. Is that what I'm catching on? Is that how that went
guess.
down?
It doesn't matter.
Oh,
Here we go. The big hit
Beach
single
Boys.
from Cocktail.
Yeah.
Kokomo.
Hey, buddy.
He's in Jamaica now, yeah.
The name is not Buddy. Pal.
It's Flanagan.
Brochure promised me a drink on the house, pal.
Oh,
My
That's
friend's
Kevin
down.
McAllister's
Your
uncle.
phone anywhere?
yep. That's Shu, isn't it?
That's Elizabeth Shue.
Yep, that's Elizabeth Shu.
Could somebody go down to the condo office and have them call an ambulance?
Yeah, sure.
Just in case. Let's get her up.
The doctor will probably give her a shot of Ipecac.
I don't want anything more to drink.
Don't worry, it'll make you feel better. Help you throw up.
I don't want to throw up.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
no.
think you want to.
I think I'm going to throw up.
No,
Oh,
you should probably
another
stay.
classic
Never
song
mind.
coming in here.
Yeah,
Brian,
Don't worry, be
gotta hit
happy.
the road, man.
it's one of the
Okay.
greatest. Man, Mr. Cruz is certain flirty. Seems like a much more boring job than what he was doing, honestly.
Yeah, it's definitely a shift in tone for the movie.
Yeah. But way more relaxed, a beautiful atmosphere. Like he says, it costs nothing to live down there.
It's the
Oh,
kind of
he's-
bar you want to go to when you're on vacation.
Yeah. Did you see that? He flipped the bottle, though, and her eyes got wide. I'm telling you,
she's
it's
like,
it's
"Oh,
a
damn."
panty dropper. You got to learn to flip bottles.
I'll have a beer.
Oh, it's like my kind of girl.
Oh, up here, that's my kind of girl.
Yeah, exactly, my kind of girl.
Ah, there we go.
It's
Okay,
like
we're all on the
this.
same page, guys. Here we go.
Yep, yep.
Oh,
Here comes. Here he comes. Australian Doug.
The veteran, the legend.
Oh, if he's gonna better not be flirting with the cute girl.
Want to see a grown man cry like a baby? Hey, bartender, you know how to make a red eye?
Uh-oh.
Ah.
Australian Doug.
What, no tearful greeting?
Coughlin's Law. Never show surprise, never lose your cool.
Ah, my sons, my rebellious son. Tell your old buddy how great he looks. Isn't this great? 2 years we haven't seen each other and we just flow into the old act.
So it's been 3 years.
Stop molesting the customers.
Cocktails and drinks.
I am in love.
Oh. It's the girl. It's got to be the girl.
There is my miracle.
Oh, totally different girl.
Pocahontas over there,
I was
waiting
expecting
for
the girl
everyone
with
to
the
dare you speak
black
that way
hair to be
about
there
my
again.
wife.
Your wife. In
Who's
your
married now.
dreams.
Oh, Rita,
Ooh.
we are here on our honeymoon.
And I wasn't
Sweetheart.
invited to the wedding?
This is true love, young man. True love with a kicker. She's got millions.
Oh.
Who are you? I thought you drowned or something.
Oh.
Brian Flanagan, Terry Cogman.
Oh, so
Love of my
Joe,
life.
so Doug's wife there, do you recognize
You
her?
see before you a
We
changed
saw her a
man.
few
Love of
episodes
a good
ago
woman has
in
made you
Roadhouse
see
as Patrick
the
Swayze's love interest. And this came out a year before Roadhouse, so
I was to say
she played the Australia's love, and then
does Patrick Swayze know?
She got promoted to Patrick Swayze's love interest.
What I have. I like the song too. I hold you tight. It's a good soundtrack for sure. Oh, now they've been knowing each other for about 12, 13 hours, and they're getting into
Almost half a
good
day.
times.
Just over half a day. Now, what would you say? Do you buy this romance more than the Patrick Swayze and Roadhouse?
Yes.
A little bit more?
They
Yeah.
actually danced together for a few minutes. There was actually a scene to set up that they are liking each other.
Yeah, it's there a little bit more.
Yeah, it's set up a little fast, but it's still, there.
Some woman must have really done a job on you.
Why does it always have to be a woman?
In the 80s, this is actually a pretty tough shot because they don't have the steady cams that we have
What's
today.
this?
They don't have the big rigs like we
You
had.
Cogman's
This is
fatal
probably a
charms?
track,
Give 'em a minute,
and
you'll
somebody
love 'em, all
pulling
women.
a trailer back or a rig.
Well, I'm not like all women.
Yeah, you're right. So the budget on this movie, because I've got all these things in front of 20 million. No, it was a $20 million
You are an
budget, which in
original.
1988 is
Pretty good budget.
pretty sufficient. Yeah. I mean,
And it made a lot of money.
you figure
Careful
Tom
not to lose
Cruise,
my status.
Top Gun, biggest box office hit of 1986. He's in your movie.
Yeah,
The
you're banking on.
The studio's going to you money. Yeah.
Yeah, and you got some other good names in it that have.
You got Elizabeth
Yeah.
Shue
One night stand
is
time.
a star on the rise for sure.
Yeah,
Doesn't make you a bad person, you know. You know, there's a guy who makes these.
yeah,
One guy. He must be exhausted.
Yes, he is.
very, very
But
smart.
still, he gets up in the morning and he kisses his wife and he goes to his drink umbrella factory where he rips off 10 billion of these a year.
It is a little bit of an odd transition since they went to Jamaica. I
Right,
feel like
for
it's
sure. The movie has changed.
It's a different movie almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little strange. Yeah.
The movie slowed. The
Yeah.
pace of everything. So,
Yeah.
but maybe that's kind of the point because it's in a romantic, very
Right,
slow moving
right.
world.
Yeah.
You got to have the love story. So, okay, so now we got the love story. So we're probably 5 minutes or so away from the next conflict, which is going to be between the two of them, clearly. There's going to be something happen, and that's going to drive them apart. Because I think we're looking at maybe a romantic comedy or romantic dramedy.
It's a romantic drama for
drama.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So that next thing's gonna happen here soon. He's not content with his little bartending job. She thinks it's okay, like. Uh-oh. I think I know what's about to happen.
My terrible mother who let us watch this movie, and
Right?
your terrible
Why?
mother.
What's wrong with my
your,
family?
Your terrible mother who let you watch this movie as well.
There's a lot of movies I watched in the 80s that I'm looking back on. I probably shouldn't have. I
My
wouldn't let my
God.
daughter watch this.
Yeah. No matter. This is why we're fucked up. I mean, my mom's
Thanks,
like,
Mom.
terrible. That's horrible. That being said, they're both very attractive people.
Very attractive, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, now I remember now why I wanted to be a bartender. It is very clear.
You thought you get to sleep with Elizabeth Shue if you...
Yeah, you spin bottles, you get to party, you're having fun, you get to be charismatic, and everybody loves like a good
the
cool
part
dude.
The part we forgot is that we don't look like 1980s Tom Cruise.
That's very true.
We're a couple of fucking gargoyles.
True story. If only I looked like Tom Cruise. I could have been a bartender.
Yep. Well, you could still be a bartender, but
yeah, but I'm the one who's pouring stale beer at Patty's out of rusted pipes.
We would work at Patty's, and you know what? We'd probably make a lot more money.
Right, we would,
because we'd actually serve the customer. We'd serve the customers in a timely manner, not flip the bottles around.
I've always got the chippies.
So if this guy's still here, then I'm guessing this romance between the two characters have just been the last week and a half, maybe two, right?
He said a honeymoon. Yeah.
Every single
yeah.
The man's astounding. His wife parades half naked on the beach, and he thinks she's just there for the sun.
My wife.
And what does he think his girl does? She's taking off her top. She's taking off her top in the lagoon, making out with him.
I was actually waiting for a poem right there. Like it was set up the way he read it. Maybe it was a haiku, and I don't know what that really like. I wouldn't be able to identify one of those anyway. But like, I felt like that should have been a poem at that moment.
Take a guy so far, then it's a question of biology. Biology is destiny.
Ah, the old philosopher.
You see, there are two kinds of people in this world: the workers and the hustlers. The hustlers never work, and the workers never hustle. And you, my friend, are a worker. I've known this man for 3 years, and believe me, he's not a closer.
Man, he's rude. You know, I liked Australian Doug, but now I'm starting to wonder.
Rich and right, and out of your league.
Okay, prediction time.
Out of my league?
Oh wait, no, he's gonna try to get her. He's gonna go hook up with, and then Shu's gonna see it, and it's gonna be a big issue. I thought he was gonna try to go after his wife, but now I'm thinking Australian Doug is gonna get him to go hook up with some other girl.
Yeah, I think so.
And Shu's gonna see it, and it's gonna be a bang, and then it's just gonna all fall apart. And it's his way of getting him back to New York.
I've been training for this my whole life. Mademoiselle.
Vodka on the rocks with a squeeze of lime.
No.
She's hardcore, you could already tell.
Please try a jus d'amour. It's made with fresh fruit, right off the vine. And trust me when I tell you that it is nothing short
of sublime.
Of spectacular.
Oh, come on, make it rhyme. We got to be Cat in the Hat.
You're just full of confidence, aren't you?
Yeah. Kind of makes you curious, don't it?
Damn, dude.
Oh, that's pretty impressive.
You threw a lit match.
That was impressive. That was pretty impressive.
Yikes.
Honestly, I would like to know how to do that. That was cool. And here's where it gets all wonky. Because Tommy had to go and listen to Australian Doug.
Yeah, he's leaving with her. There it is. Yep.
But he's a man of morals, and I believe he's just going to tuck her in. That's my bet. Now I'm disappointed in you, Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Flanagan, what a bad decision. All because of Australian Doug.
Ralph Macchio treated her better, dude.
Yep, absolutely.
He's running.
Yeah, you better go running.
Yeah, go run.
With her blouse on. That looks like it could be her top. Yeah, you're in trouble.
So he kind of did go all the way with her. I mean, it implies that like
he screwed up.
So
but here's the real question mark: is he doesn't know that she knows though, right? So
right.
You go over and say, "What's up? How's it going?"
Where's Jordan?
She left on a flight back to New York late last night.
You don't really want me to go away, do you?
So who even is this girl? She has a business. She's like into him. We don't know anything about her.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, it was just a girl that he got forced into.
I'm noticing there's a lot of people who just want. Wow. Okay, I'll wait. I'll wait. Thank you, Kelly Lynch.
Into the market
You're
now,
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I was like about to talk, and then it was like ass, right?
I'm like, what's happening? I mean, you just have a string on, apparently.
I was
Again,
gonna say,
liking this movie.
I was gonna say there are a lot of characters in this movie who just come randomly onto screen with no rhyme or reason.
Don't you worry, I won't forget my close
Right,
friends.
right.
Bonnie's hooking me up with her business. I'll be heading back to New York with her.
I love that they keep saying her business. What is it?
It's business, Ryan. It's just business.
Okay, fine, fair enough. It's business.
I work in business. That's what I do.
I work in a business too, technically. I mean, everybody.
Mine is business,
Bottle of
though.
Louis Trey
All right.
says you'll be working for me by St. Patrick's Day.
$500 bottle of brandy. I'll have to take that bet.
2, 3, 4. Let's go kiss. Come on, girls. Let's go kiss. Yeah. Woo!
Has it ever said though what the actual business is?
She just said something about sales.
It's
So
say,
there's some
but
sort of
like
sales.
of
It's
what?
business.
Okay, fine. All right, fine.
He wants to work
It's
in
business.
business.
It's
She
a
works
business.
in business.
It's a business. All right, fine.
It's just business. Are you going to go back to Patty's? Oh, no, this is Jerry's.
It's Jerry's.
Uh-oh. Oh, she works at Jerry's.
Oh. I mean, he's in such a small town in New York. He's bound to run into her, right?
Is that little town in New York?
Little town in New York. He's bound to.
It's like he had to
Everybody runs into each other in New York City.
You're right.
This would be Joe at an art show.
It pretty much feels like it, yeah.
Bonnie, let's get out of here.
He'd be like, "Fuck this, let's get out."
Oh.
Brian.
I like how he did that. I like that. It's good. That's, yeah.
Come again?
Haven't got this one party broken yet, have you, Bonnie?
Brian, this is Robert Powell. He's the sculptor.
Did you get the cockroach to stand still long
You're
enough?
drunk.
Oh boy.
Punch him.
You're ugly.
You're drunk. You're ugly. And you have a broken nose.
Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. Is he gonna hit him?
I'm okay.
Oh, he's
Robert.
bloody. Oh.
My cockroach.
Nice day.
Is it just me, or do I feel like we are in a completely different movie than where we started?
For sure. But that's the character arc.
Okay, fine. All right.
She's bad. She's bad for him.
Well, at least you could apologize.
Apologize. Bring my stuff out of your place this afternoon. Left a can of Spam in the refrigerator. I hope the brewer's yeast doesn't take it personally.
Whoa. Wow.
Oh, Brian, I'm sorry.
I love his reaction there.
Brian.
I got a headache already.
She slapped him hard.
Set up for tomorrow.
Get it!
I'm
I'm
out.
not a salesman.
That's right. I don't do
I tried to
business.
sell out to you, but I couldn't close the deal.
I'm a bartender.
I don't want to end it this way.
Jesus, everything ends badly. Otherwise, it wouldn't end.
True story, I guess.
Believe me, Bonnie.
Maybe
you
this
are gonna
movie's heading
wake up
that
in the morning
direction.
with a
I don't
sigh
know.
of relief.
Because I was feeling pretty good about it. Now I
Because
feel
I'm not
it's
there.
like kind of.
It's gone a little downhill. It's not bad though.
No, not in bad territory. It's
No.
way better than Roadhouse.
It is. No, for sure.
Excuse me. Could you tell me what the specials are, please?
Oh boy.
What are you
Oh,
doing
boy.
here?
I'm here to apologize
Bet
for
you thought
being.
you'd never see me again.
That's not the way to
Hope is a
start off
better
an
word.
apology.
You're not leaving.
No.
Not until you let me apologize.
Okay, well,
There
there's
you
a
go.
Did you
start.
say you'd like to see the specials, sir? I'd like to see the specials.
She's like, I'd like to see the specials.
That's my favorite
Could I
character.
maybe
the
could-
blonde
could
girl.
I? Yeah. Could I maybe have some like? Uh oh.
Look,
Excuse me.
Oh, pour, there you go.
Yeah.
Today's specials are meatloaf mozzarella, chicken a la king. May I suggest some ketchup for your fries?
Oh. Ooh.
I think you might have had that coming.
He's a very pompous apologizer, though. I gotta say.
Right. Very much so. He followed her all the way home. She's like, God, how do I get rid of you?
Stalking, yeah. And she lets him in, though.
Yes, I think she's gonna. She liked him. He has a sexy smile. Those are hard to find in New
So
York.
he
you know?
slept with another woman. Whatever, right?
I mean, it happens once in a while when you're in Jamaica
Is this
and you're not married.
wonderful?
How about that
Why
apology?
did you humiliate me like that in Jamaica?
How did I humiliate you?
He doesn't even know, right? He doesn't even know.
Right.
saw you
He
go off
doesn't
with that
technically
woman.
know. Oh, that's okay.
Such an asshole.
I know.
Doug landed a rich chick. And that night he bet me that I couldn't do the same.
A rich chick.
So you go with a woman just because she had money.
No, it's not the money.
No, I just wanted the $50 from Doug.
And I was worth so little to you that you could just take some.
He's making it worse.
Right. It's just really a bad apology.
You got to take it.
He'd have done better if he would have said, "I was drunk and Doug bet me this, and I was an idiot."
The time that we spent together.
I was
Hold
dumb.
on a second. You were pushing me down there. You were coming on too strong, too fast.
Oh, no.
Oh, come on. Right. She took her top off. You went right for it. Come on.
Playing games with you.
You're a
I'm liking him a lot less.
Right. But Doug bet me.
Doug bet me. Yeah, no. I'm siding with Elizabeth Shue on this one.
How about you come out and say, "Hey, look, I'm super insecure, and Doug bet me,
There you go.
and I had no choice but to take the bet because I'm
So what if
super
you got
insecure."
spooked again?
Yep.
I'm pregnant.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh.
Boom. Knew it was coming.
Good
He's up.
job.
Did you hear that? I think my phone's ringing.
That's mine.
This movie started very lighthearted and then just took a really heavy turn.
It's a heavy turn, and that was not.
I got a problem. You got time for a quick talk?
Well, make it fast. I'm real busy here.
I'm real busy here. People in the bar.
Right.
She's not trying to shake you down. She's not trying to make you marry her. You don't care about her. You can walk away from the whole thing.
Patty, that's not great advice, buddy. I'm not feeling that advice either because he cares.
Then you got a problem.
Okay, now Patty's getting it. I like Patty.
Jordan, I just want to talk to you.
He doesn't even know which room
She's not hiding.
Yikes.
I thought that was...
She's not home. She's at her parents' place. Go bang down their door.
You wouldn't happen to know where that is, would you?
Sure, Park Avenue, corner 67.
I know where all my neighbors' parents lives, by the way. That's just a very normal
Right.
thing to know.
Right.
Mr. Flanagan.
I take your coat,
See, I still feel like we are in a completely different movie than when we started.
Mr. Mooney, I think I'm
Mr.
just
Flanagan, here.
$10,000. Is that all your daughter's worth?
Okay. How much will it take?
Can't buy me out of Jordan's life.
You think I'm letting some bartender walk into my family and
Is that right?
destroy my daughter's
That
life?
is her choice.
The hell you say?
Her choice.
The hell you say?
What's going on here?
Jordan, I came by here to talk to you.
Look, if you don't get out of here,
Dad,
Flanagan, I'm
Dad,
going to have you
I
thrown
will
out on
handle
your
this.
ass.
Jordan, I know the other night I didn't say the right things. God knows I have not done the right things.
You didn't say any of the right things.
No.
I think there's a chance for us. And as for the way I feel about you, I guess you'll never know.
Oh, I see. That's a power move right there.
Good move.
You'd be like, you know what? I want to be with you. You know what? Never mind. Never mind.
Are we back in a bar?
We're back in a bar finally.
Are we finally back in a bar in this movie about bartending?
Louis XIII, et voila. Should we let it breathe?
It hasn't breathed in 50 years. It's dead. Let's just drink it.
50-year-old drink. Wow.
50-year-old brandy.
Douglas Coughlin, your ship has certainly come in.
Oh, but Douglas,
My
Australian
ship.
Doug, is not happy.
No, I don't think he
My
is.
ship is going down, and I'm going down.
Very depressed, yeah.
Instead, I put all the cash into commodities and blew the fucking lot.
Oh, man.
On the margin. Buy, cover, buy, cover. I wanted it fast. She knows nothing about this. She thinks I'm a fucking hero.
He blew her entire fortune.
We were a good team once.
Could be again.
Walk me to my apartment.
Might have been a
Can't
better
go into that
movie
place
if it would have
alone.
explored that direction.
Right. Right.
Oh,
I
sorry.
thought that's what we were doing for a second.
That's right. Yeah.
Where's cocktail and dreams?
I want to talk about that.
We seem to be stuck in the dreams world here.
This movie should be called Cocktail and a bunch of other bullshit.
She's taking her top off. She's gonna try to seduce our man Tommy here, Doug Flanagan.
Well, her husband just said to the one and only man I've ever
Right.
respected.
I don't love you.
Doug says you're incredible with women.
See, there we go.
You're incredible with women.
Is that what he
Think about the mother of that child.
Right.
Think about what you just told her.
Right.
Well,
You got it. Right. You just said all this. There you go. Come on.
You just ripped up a check for $10,000.
You might as well
not do this
keep the 10,000 if you're gonna do it, right?
Oh, I once heard there's only enough blood in a man to handle up here.
He kissed
or down
back.
Here.
He kissed back. Doesn't matter what he does now. He kissed back. Nah. You kissed back. You're terrible.
At least he stopped himself mid-kiss. It's
All
like
right.
in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Like he stopped mid-blowjob. You know how hard
My
that
best
is.
friend's old lady.
Give half the 10,000 back. It's fine.
You're
Exactly.
supposed to live with the same man day in and day out forever
Yeah,
and
it's
have
called
no
marriage.
one else in my life?
Yeah, that's literally
It's
called marriage. Pretty
Ah!
much. Yeah.
You got it. That's good.
All right, go wake him up. Let's get a movie. Let's get back to the bartending. This is how the movie's going to end.
Oh
with the
no,
bartending
I
being
remember this.
successful.
No, Joe. No.
No? 'Cause I
No.
feel like this should be happening.
No. I
Oh, he
remember
didn't, like,
this
kill
part.
himself, did he?
I do. Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then you just put your fingers in it?
Oh, yeah, I remember that part.
Lordy.
As soon as he went down there, I'm like, I remember watching
Oh,
this.
that's...
He kills
Man,
himself.
we went really dark here in this movie.
Yikes, I know.
Man, I was thinking I was going to put this in an A tier, and now I'm definitely feeling B tier here, maybe even C.
Mm-hmm.
This movie's just like taking some turns.
It is. No, it's not bad, but it's not good either. Yeah.
It's just not. It's not amazing.
It's a little all over the place.
I'll be honest. It had a really good start. I really
It
felt
did.
like there was a good going for it.
1,000,000%. Yeah.
It's like the blow started wearing off, and then he got into like this dark, as he was going down.
His girl broke up with him halfway through the movie.
Right mid-script. Like the soundtrack went from like it was on shuffle, and it went from like the really upbeat stuff to like the really sad melodic songs.
Look at the cemetery, the
funerals.
Oy.
I can see where they spent $20 million. That's for sure.
Thanks.
Between the art shows, the big houses, the funerals aren't cheap to like stage in movies.
Right.
I mean, unless you can find somebody who's already dead. You're like, do you mind if I just steal your like?
Roll a camera.
Leave.
Roll a camera right here.
That'd be you and I running around. Hey, can we just like sneak in here real fast?
Hey,
like, just you want to be in a movie?
If you were a big studio, it's a Tom Cruise movie. Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Rooney's apartment, Brian. I know who you are, pal. I've been instructed not to let you into the building.
You just
Leave now.
Damn.
Look, I just want to talk to her for a few minutes. I don't want to cause any trouble. Just
Send her a letter. Out.
Get your hands off me, man.
Out.
He's going for it. He's
Smart.
going. All right. There we go.
It's not gonna just stop. Up now, the butler's gonna have to deal with them.
Punch out the butler. Is he gonna punch him?
Yeah. Shit, butler's like, oh,
Where's Jordan? She's in there. You can't go in there.
you can't go in there.
Gordon!
That's classic.
Gordon! Doug is dead.
What?
Killed himself.
Flanagan, get the hell out of my house. Jordan, wake up. Don't you see why he's come back here? He's only come back for one reason, for the money.
That's not true. I don't want to think.
You already gave him money.
Get anything, not one penny. He's a loser.
I'm not a loser. Please, it didn't have to be this way, you know.
It still doesn't have to be this way. I mean, guys, we could be all adults. We could just sit down and like have a conversation. You don't have to be super proud.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like, this guy's a loser.
It's the only way I want it.
Oh, we're back at
Back
Patty's.
at Pat's. If he would have just stayed there to begin with.
right. And they got married at Patty's. High class right there.
Oh, yeah.
Was she just toasting champagne? I hope not. Because, although she doesn't look very pregnant, so maybe that was all made up.
So it's either like a year later or like a week later, and she's not.
Right.
She's
Oh,
gonna
Flanagan's.
Yeah.
Cocktails and dreams. I like it. Yeah, so she hasn't had the baby yet. Poem time. We're back in the bar finally.
Poem time, yeah. Oh, now she's
Oh, she's
okay. Yeah.
pregnant.
Now she's pregnant. Yeah.
Poem. Well, this poem is entitled Flanagan's Advice to His Unborn Child.
Is there any reason your
Now,
wife's in the bar all the time?
If Jordan gives birth to a fine Irish son, there'll be cocktails and dreams for him one day to run. A business that shall yield a financial windfall.
It better.
To be franchised in every suburban shopping mall.
A dynasty. Founding a dynasty.
Now,
Remember his business report, every
your
mall?
daughter arrives to bless our clan. I guess the shit will certainly hit the fan.
Yes, sir. You don't even know.
But this I shall promise to thee. I'll never let her marry a guy like me.
True story.
Still,
That's what I tell my wife or my daughter all the
child's
time.
The naughtiest of girls or the wildest of young men. I swear I'll be the best dad I can. And never, ever
Tear.
get spooked again.
Inside there.
Bet I can still spook you.
No way.
We're having twins.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Twins?
There you go. Well, what else would it be? Right?
Twins!
It's a boy and a girl.
So on the house.
No. All right. Well, there you have it. Cocktail, the 1988 classic? I don't know if it's a classic, but it's Tom Cruise. So this is definitely a movie for Tom Cruise. That, you know, as he's on his rise. Look,
I love how this is definitely a movie that Tom Cruise is in.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's about as good. I'm not sure exactly what to say. Okay, so
what do you think? Give me your analysis.
I have this sneaky suspicion we're going to be on the same page here.
Yeah,
the movie starts out really well.
It does.
Shifts somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Gets kind of dark in a weird way for what you felt the movie was here.
Right.
And it kind of comes back. There's still some I think there's still some things I would have liked to have seen at the end, but that's because more I would have loved to seen the dad in the bar at the end, like going like, I'm proud of you, you know,
right.
Mooney, the dad Mooney, right?
Yeah.
Even Carrie Lynch's character in the last scene being, you know, like Flanagan's Cocktails and Dreams, you know, like, although she was about to cheat on her husband anyway before he killed himself, so. But it was just a very, it was an odd.
It's a roller coaster.
It's like
kind of
It's not like the roller coaster in that like you're like sitting on the edge of your seat wondering what's happening next. It's the roller coaster of like the theme and the feeling of the movie.
Right.
Changes a lot.
It's very true. So do your thing. The questions that we
So the first question we'll ask, I always like to ask these kind of the same three questions we ask, and then we'll ask others maybe as well. But the same three questions we always ask is: did this movie stand the test of time?
No, but it's not bad. But I have to say no, almost, but no.
Yeah,
it's not quite there.
Yeah, so tell me why you say no.
No. Okay. So, and you kind of just put your finger on it. I mean, that is the key thing right there. It's a weird transition after they have their fight. It kind of detours into a whole nother movie, almost. Right. You know? Mm-hmm. I think that this movie has three things going for it. Number one, and we talked about it, the soundtrack. Great, and that is top.
It's a very good soundtrack. Yep.
Great,
they put a lot of money in the soundtrack.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So that I think everyone would agree is the first thing. The second thing it has going for it is these scenes in the first 30 minutes of the movie with these choreographed bar scenes. Like it takes talent, and they're doing it. Yeah, and I think
it's very upbeat and it's fast, and
exactly. And you think like that's the movie. The poster of the movie has Tom Cruise in the bar, and that you know, I mean, that's and that never really comes back when he goes to Jamaica. Maybe a little bit when he's meeting the girl, but like not really, you know.
Nope.
And you would think, instead of going into this love story, which I don't know, I guess that's what people want to see. A side note here, I mentioned the budget of this movie earlier was $20 million. This movie made $171.5 million at the box office. Big success.
That's a good return. Yeah,
Big
it's a huge success.
Right? A lot of that is probably the love story. between the two, and they want to see that, and she takes off her top. So okay, but as a movie, like it's just isn't it weird that it like detours from the Go ahead.
So the third thing it had going for it, because you said two. The third one for me is Tom Cruise. He's good in it throughout.
Okay.
He's sexy. He's very likable for sure. So for me, I'll say, in one hand, I'm going to say yes, it stands the test of time, and on the other, I'm going to say absolutely not.
It's a little Yeah.
On the one hand, it looks like a good movie. It looks like a movie you could watch today. It doesn't have graphical shortfalls or poorly shot or bad. I mean, the movie's actually really well made. There's some really amazing scenes, and you can clearly tell top end that held up.
Yeah.
The story, though, to your point, I honestly feel like whoever wrote this got. No joke. They were on a binger and then it ran out, and then they were in these dark spots that they're writing it was how can we make this more impactful or something? I mean, honestly, I was thinking about it it was almost as if though he's like, okay, so we've got to have this love story because to what you were saying. We could have been chasing the dream of the bar the whole time. That could have been the whole plot. And you could have still developed a love story with fallout and back and forth. And you could have had the idea of this bar come between Flanagan and Australia Doug.
There you go.
And,
yes.
That
100%.
should have been the core thing. And then you could
100%.
have had them even competing at one point for the bars.
Wouldn't you think, instead of this whole love story and the dad and trying to steal her back, I don't know if this movie is an accurate depiction of bartending. I don't think it is. It's very over
I don't
the top.
think so.
But it's a movie.
I've never seen a bartender do that.
It's a movie, so it's okay.
Right.
So why not instead come back to that? Doug and Tom Cruise, Brian have to resolve their differences, and maybe they're in a bartending competition where they have to.
Right.
It's corny, but who cares?
They open the bar across the street from each other.
And there you go. Or something like that would have been more entertaining and appropriate to the movie. Yeah, I agree.
It definitely had too much of that where it had this feel here, but then it dropped over here. And then even the love story was the constant, I cheated, I didn't cheat. I cheat, I don't cheat. I'm going to cheat, I don't cheat. It's like...
Right. And then we joked about
that was the conflict.
It's all these random women, the photographer, then Elizabeth Shue, then Doug's wife, who kind of has a thing for him, then the artist, Bonnie, I think was her name was. There's four women that come. We get Tom Cruise was an attractive guy back in the time, but you're having four women come at him from all these different angles.
I would have rather seen him being running through one-night stands than the constant dating these girls.
So here's the thing. I was going to say the third thing that this movie has going for it. I agree Tom Cruise is an attractive guy. I think the third thing this movie has is a great supporting performance from Brian Brown as the veteran bartender. And I don't like where his story goes, but that's really not his fault. But because they kind of go from this hotsy-totsy bartender thing, which would have been a good movie, and we just talked about that, to this really dark place. If they were going to do that, I feel personally that Brian Brown should have been the main character. A story about an aging bartender who is entering his middle years, hires a hot young guy who builds up his business, gets jealous. If we would have stayed with him and got into his depression and everything, a very different movie, but that could have made a good drama.
Yeah. I do feel like they were really reaching for the drama, the love story, versus it being a fun, fast-paced bar movie.
I think so. It doesn't. They don't equalize. It doesn't. It's two different things.
It's almost like two different people wrote it, to be completely honest, is what it really feels like. Somebody had hey, this is the beginning of a script I have, and then I handed it to you, and you're like, okay, well, let me finish it. And it was like, whoosh, we're over here, but I thought we were going this way.
The note that Brian Brown as Doug writes, that voiceover, if that would have been what the movie was about, it would have been a totally different movie, but it could have been a good, deep drama about...
You could have done something crazy. Start with the opening of that suicide letter, right? You're reading the letter, and then you cut back to how they meet, and then what their life was like in their bar. And then that's what it ends with. But so that's question one, right? Does it stand the test of the time? I think it's kind of like you can watch this movie.
I flip.
it's entertaining at moments, but
and I think
really,
it's appropriate. You said maybe yes, I say maybe no. So the viewers take your pick.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah. So is this movie relevant today, and could it be made today, or should it be remade today?
Well, I mean, I don't want to say they remade it, but we talked about it briefly. Coyote Ugly borrowed heavily from this, and that
Which honestly was a better movie, in my opinion. Coyote
kind of
Ugly
a hit
was a better
movie.
movie.
Yeah, I think it probably was a better movie.
I don't know when Coyote Ugly came out, but when it
like
hits its 30-year mark, we'll have to watch it.
Early 2000s, I think. So
we got years and years to go.
We got ways to go. I mean, I guess you could remake it today. I mean, there's a lot of sex and degrading of women. His whole apology, that I didn't like him in that portion of the movie.
Yeah. So again, bad writing in areas, right? That I think that's a perfect thing. So like to that point, yes. Could it be made today? I think it actually could. Like going back to Hook, should be remade and should be remade better and
right. Yeah, make it better. Make it better.
Fix the script because the script was bad. And I think that's exactly it. Like just the apologies were so.
Right.
You're in the like. I'm here. I'm sorry. You're in the wrong. Well, you're the bad guy. Like.
Well, when he shows up at the diner, he's like flirting with her when he should be apologizing. It's so weird. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like that was a lot of that actually, where like he tried to use his charm and his good looks to get out of everything. And that just doesn't go for him for long. So yeah, could it be remade? I don't know if it needs to be, but I think you're right. Coyote Ugly was probably as close of a remake to it as you could, which was a better movie because it had girls dancing on bars.
Well,
so, there was that.
There you go. Talking about degrading women, that's joking.
That's my kind of movie.
Well, no, so, it's that bartending flair thing. Which I'll say this: I think Coyote Ugly had it throughout. Isn't it so weird that the bartending it just drops off? Disappeared 30 minutes into the movie. Yeah,
like seriously, like you said, when you got to Jamaica, it all changed.
It did.
Just the whole movie changed.
It really did. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what it was? It was like a short. It's like it felt like a short movie where they're gonna get popular. They're rising to fame, and then he punches Doug, and then everything goes to hell.
Right.
And not just in his life, but the movie, like the whole thing. Like it was like very symbolic to his also, life and the movie at the same time.
You have characters in this movie who come out of nowhere. Elizabeth Shue comes running out of nowhere as the love interest into this movie. Literally, she comes running over to the bar. Help my friend! Help my friend! You know?
Right. Don't call the ambulance. What? Go to the bartender. He's going to know what to do.
Right? I mean, if your friend, because she ran to that bar.
Right,
if you're on the beat, would your first instinct go run to the bartender? No, it'd be like call 911. So,
go to the lifeguard before the bartender.
The lifeguard, right? That would be a whole. So that's weird. Yeah. She comes running out of nowhere into the movie, and it's an okay love story. I mean, they're both very attractive. They spend some time together, so
at least there was chemistry there.
There's some chemistry, yeah, for sure, and they're both fine actors. But also, did you feel okay? So they get in this big fight, Brian and Doug, Tom Cruise and Brian Brown, and then 2 or 3 years pass, whatever it is.
Right.
But in the editing of the movie, it's only been a couple of minutes before Brian Brown re-enters.
Right.
Into the movie.
Yep.
So
that's also a little bit weird.
It doesn't feel like there's this passage of time. I'm not saying they needed to extend this movie by 20 minutes. God no. But
no.
Some more time has to pass if you want that, oh shit, it's Doug, he's back.
Yep.
That was a weird thing.
Yeah, and actually, kind of to that point, you're actually spot on. It's almost like you feel like the passage of time was said in a dialogue line versus him and Shue getting to know each other and getting
and
dating and everything, and
back.
then he becomes the conflict that comes in and then tears him apart, right? Because he's the tornado in Tommy Boy's
kind of,
life, right? I mean, he's the guy that stops Brian Flanagan almost over and over and over again from really achieving the heights that he wants to achieve.
Because I think because he's jealous, and like I said, there's a couple ways that could have gone with this movie. Stick with the way it is. But keep the bartending, have them have to do some competing or a competition, or go all the way and have it from the elderly bartender, or make it a duo lead, You know what I mean? And show his jealousy and explore that backstory a little bit. Either of those would have been better choices, I think.
Could have been done a lot better for sure, no doubt about it. So, did this movie have any impact on cinema or careers of those involved?
I don't think at all. Cinema, no. Tom Cruise, he would.
The cinema, definitely no.
Tom Cruise would go on to become bigger. I mean,
right.
He made a shitload of money. And so did Elizabeth Shue. She got an Oscar nomination in the 90s for Leaving Las Vegas.
Carrie Lynch.
Kelly Lynch, yeah.
I keep calling it Carrie. Kelly Lynch.
Kelly Lynch. Brian Brown, I don't think was. I mean, he was more of an Australian star. And he was always a supporting actor. I don't think it had any impact on careers.
Yeah, I think it was just a ho-hum movie that made a bunch of money because it had Tom Cruise in it, who was super popular. So remember, in the 80s, movies actually made money. They were very popular. People went to the theater. It was an event. It was a big ordeal. Like today, movies just don't have the same impact.
Well, also,
first off, they cost $150 million to make. So
they do. Also, I mean, dude, when I first started getting like an allowance as a child, and started like having my own money, and for Christmas I got a boombox. I swear, one of the first CDs that I remember owning was the Cocktail soundtrack. That sold this movie. Who doesn't love Kokomo? When it comes on, everyone who's watching this, you sing. Sing Aruba,
absolutely.
Jamaica. Everybody sings that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It is a first-rate soundtrack. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. So with that, any other thoughts before we wrap into kind of what you would give the movie grade-wise and where it kind of fits in your world?
It's like an average movie. I don't want to say like it's bad. I'm not, this was terrible. It's not. No.
Yeah.
It's a 5. It's a 5.
Yeah, I'd say so. For me, this movie could have used a rewrite. Honestly, it just needed something with the writing was off on it. Yeah. At one point, I was prepared to give this like a 7 or an 8. I was kind of excited. I thought this movie was going to be an 8. I was like, oh, this is a good movie. Yeah. And it just dropped and then dropped. At one point, I think it was a 5 for me, and I think it ended somewhere in that 6. It probably is 6. Probably a little less than Hook. Definitely still better than a Roadhouse, which is by far the least favorite we've done on this.
Yeah.
But it didn't top Slap Shot, which is still the best of what we've done so far. Yeah. But it started so good. It had so much potential and just didn't quite get there.
It's middle of the road at best.
At best. Yeah. So, well, with that, guys, thank you so much for coming along on this journey. I really do appreciate it. If you're new here and you haven't done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Remember, 100,000 subscribers, and Ryan and I will review the first movie we ever made together. It is the worst movie ever made in cinema, so help us hit that goal, 100,000 subscribers. We'll do that. Of course, you can head over to our Patreon. There's a link in the description below.
Don't subscribe. I'm kidding. Subscribe.
Head over to that Patreon. You can become a member. We're going to be dropping all sorts of fun things. We do exclusive content over there as well. And then, of course, like, thumbs up, share, all that good jazz. But with that, guys, I really do appreciate it. And until next time, have a great evening, day, wherever you are, and hopefully we'll enjoy another movie together here real soon.
All right.